Jehovah's Witnesses manipulate the Bible to convince their followers to suppress their doubts and remain loyal to the organization. Ready to discover how these leaders operate to keep their followers hooked? If so, let's begin. The article we'll be analyzing is found on page 2 of the June 2026 Watchtower, and its title is How to Remain Loyal When We Face Tests of Faith. It's interesting how the first 3 paragraphs are actually quite solid, because what they do is tell you things that, as a believer, you'll almost certainly agree with. And then, almost without you even noticing, they begin to convince you that your salvation depends not on remaining faithful to Christ, of course, but on remaining faithful to them, to the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses. Let's take a look at what those first 3 paragraphs say. But pay close attention, because there are 2 specific phrases in these paragraphs that, while not necessarily incorrect, will later be used to weave their manipulation. The paragraphs say, "This speech is shocking. Who can listen to it?" That is the way that many of Jesus' disciples reacted to statements Jesus made while he was teaching in Capernaum. Jesus had said, "Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in yourselves." And he continued, "Whoever feeds on my flesh and drinks my blood has everlasting life, and I will resurrect him on the last day." Those who were deeply offended by Jesus' words stopped following him. Did they not have any faith in him at all? Actually, before this incident, some, including Jesus' disciples, were so impressed by what Jesus did that they said, "This really is the prophet who was to come into the world." So it is evident that those disciples had a degree of faith in Jesus. But when their faith was tested, they did not remain loyal to him. The apostles reacted differently to Jesus' words. When Jesus asked them if they wanted to leave him as well, Peter answered, "Lord, whom shall we go away to? You have sayings of everlasting life. We have believed and have come to know that you are the Holy One of God." Notice that Peter did not say that he and the other apostles fully understood the meaning of what Jesus said when he told them that they needed to eat his flesh and drink his blood. Regardless of what they understood at that moment, they chose to remain loyal to Jesus. Why? Because their faith was based on an undeniable truth. Jesus was the Christ of God. Did you catch the key phrases? They're right there, almost at the end of paragraph 3. Let me read them to you again. Peter did not say that he